Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the online meeting of Speakers Community Toastmaster Club. I'm pleased to be your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. In the online meeting, we follow some instructions. I request you to rename yourself. All the Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name, and guests can prefix guest. I also request all the speakers and the role holders to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. I give you 10 seconds for this activity. Thank you. All the speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. All right. I would request you not to type in chat box when the speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary moments or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. Do not click on the share screen unless your speech or the role required to do so. You can display hi-fi or namaste when taking over or leaving from the role. You can connect with the tech master for any technical glitch. The tech master for today's meeting is the Toastmaster Monika, that is me. If you are speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that the same is visible at all times. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservation, please let us know. Let me share the vision of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So, with this, I would like to welcome the presiding officer of our club, Toastmaster Kalpana. Today we have the mini marathon and she is a speaker. Since I have joined the Toastmaster, I have seen Toastmaster Kalpana very good at speaking with her voice modulation skill. So let's hear from her. Over to you, to presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Thank you so much, Monika, for that fantastic introduction of mine, and I hope my voice modulation does come across. You know, as a trainer, we used to always interact with our participants. And while I was doing my TTT, one of my trainer asked me a very simple question, and that was, who are you? Today, I'm putting this question in front of all of you, asking you, who are you? You can raise your hand and answer one by one. Who are you? How will you describe yourself? All right. Very quickly, I'll give you 10 seconds to answer the simple question, who are you?
Hi, I'm Kiara's dad.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Anyone else?
I'm Yagya's dad.
Fantastic. Anybody else who would like to go in? All right. So here it comes. Whenever we are asked who we are, how do we answer? We are either somebody's father, somebody's mother, somebody's friend, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. What we are is a relationship when we try to explain the simple word or a simple line, who are you? But you know, all the relations, all the titles that we have of a mother, father, friend, spouse, husband, wife are nothing but a layer of an onion. Peel each layer of your away and you will find a core within you. That core is your I. That core is your identity. And so now if I ask you the question, who are you? How will you reply this to me? Who are you? How will you reply this to me? I'm taking away all the layers of relationship, leaving you. I'm taking away all the layers of relationships, leaving you with just one question. Who are you? Yes, you can answer. Guest Rajiv. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, I'm Rajesh Upadhyay, and
Yes.
still I'm searching who I am. So I have to figure out after your speech. I have to figure out who I am actually.
Who I am. So that
Yeah.
is where when we are not able to connect with ourselves, but the very first answer that we should get when we are unable to connect with ourselves is, if someone asks me, who are you? My answer is going to be, I am Kalpana. That is the core. That is the inner self of you. And this you, within this you hides the I of you. And the I of you consists of your strengths, your weaknesses, your USP, your skill sets. And that is what we need to polish so that we are better at relationships, so that we are better at communicating, so that our persona improvises 360 degrees and we can be a leader in every right and proudly say our identity as our name. I am Kalpana. Everyone can write it down in chat, your name. I am Monika, I am Pratibha, I am Aarti, and so on. See the difference it can make to your own persona as to who you are. Having said this, I would now like to just have a few words with a guest. Today we have among us Rajesh. Hi Rajesh, welcome.
Hi, Kalpana. Thank you.
All right, Rajesh, it's so nice to have you. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? You can switch on the video and tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah. So, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. You are.
Okay. Yeah. So, Kalpana, I am Rajesh Upadhyay, and I'm already a Toastmaster. So, for past 6 months, I just dropped my Toastmaster enrollmentship, and
Okay.
now I'm looking for a club which is online actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome. We Speakers Community Toastmasters Club is an online club, and we actually match our services almost like that of a physical club. So if you're out of Bombay and if you want to even give physical speeches, we tie up with other clubs so that you don't lose out on whatever Toastmaster International is offering to you to become a leader or on your learning journey with Toastmasters. I would
Thank you,
now,
Kalpana.
you're most welcome, Rajesh. I would now like to pass on the Zoom platform to none other than Raj. Raj, who has always been here with us and has always encouraged us from the sidelines from past almost a year now, at least 8 months for as far as I can recall. His unstinted support has really helped Speakers Community Toastmasters a lot. And who else can actually spearhead today's meeting but Toastmaster of the Day, Raj Bharat. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Raj. Take the cake away.
Thank you so much, Kalpana. Greetings, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm very sure some of you may have lunch done and some of you may be waiting. after completion of the meeting, you all will get invited at Kalpana home, and she will have lunch for you all. Right, Kalpana?
I think so. There is no other go otherwise.
Because everyone is going to run mini marathon, and after that they will feel hungry. And being president, you are going to invite every one of them.
I just want you to know that in a virtual world, everything is going to be virtual, including samosas and chai.
Great, Kalpana. Great. Okay. So, today, Speakers Community Club has planned mini marathon. So, meeting structure would be little different for today's meeting. As usual, in a regular Toastmaster meeting, we have prepared a speech segment, we have table topic segment, and we have children evaluation segment. But today, structure is different, but you will get flavor of table topic segment. I got to know just few moments back. You will get to know the flavor of table topic segment. We have not kept a specific theme for today's meeting, but I would love to know, as I will invite everyone on the stage to just have one word introduction about you. It would be great. So, for helping this meeting to conduct very smoothly, we have 3 role players. And who all are those? Let me invite very first role player who will help us, Timer Imran. I will request Timer Imran to share what this role is all about. Timer Imran.
Thank you, Master of the Ceremony. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. One of the skills we learn at Toastmaster is to conduct a program or deliver a speech within a strict time limit. As the timer, I am responsible for keeping track of time throughout the meeting. Prepared speeches are for 5 to 7 minutes. Table topic speeches are for 1 to 2 minutes. And speech evaluation are for 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at the minimum specified time, the yellow card at the target time, and the red card at the maximum time. And every speaker will have 30 seconds of grace period of time to wrap up his or her speech. I shall present my report during the meeting. During presiding officer call me to and to present my report. Okay, so I want to hand over the mic to Master of the Ceremony. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Imran. And before taking control back from you, I would like to just have introduction of yours. So you can introduce in one line to everyone. You may introduce in one line, Imran, to everyone. Okay, I think he is not able to listen us. So yeah, I know personally Imran is from Dhaka, and he is pursuing graduation, and he is aspiring to do his masters from Germany, and he is going to have that very soon, I believe. Moving ahead, and let me invite our counter Rajiv to share what our counter role is all about. Hi, Rajiv.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning and afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the counter for the day. As the counter, my duty is to note the words and sounds that are used by speakers as crutch word or fillers word, repeated or phrase word, when speakers taking pause during their speech. If speakers become confused from above, then let me explain. When speakers uses overused words such as and, well, but, so, and, you know, these words are crutch words. When speakers uses sound like these sounds are the filler words, then I will note. I will note when a speaker repeats or phrase words such as I am, or this means like, then I will note. I will also note when a speaker is taking long or short pause during their speech. Then, in the last, I will present my report that number of times speakers used this expression during their speech when called by the general evaluator. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you
Over
so much,
to you.
Thank you so much, our counter Asif, for sharing significance of our counter role very in good manner. Thank you so much. I just got to know that there is no grammarian for today, so we will skip grammarian role, and directly we are jumping to, in the marathon we jump from one place to another place very frequently. So we are jumping to prepared speech segment, and we have 4 prepared speaker. All those 4 prepared speaker has prepared their speeches according to some guideline of their assigned speech projects. And what are those speech projects? They have worked and prepared those speeches from the path which they have selected. And what are those paths? I'm sure you all are very aware that there are 11 paths within Toastmasters, and every member select one path and they work on a speech objectives as per their path and projects. So let me invite the very first prepared speaker for today, and she is none other than Toastmaster Kalpana, president of the club, and for evaluating what this speech is going to all about, we have her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Krishna. I will request Toastmaster Clayton, I believe he's joining from Mumbai Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster Krishna, and kindly share a speech objectives for Kalpana's speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharat. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with some emphasis on adding language to increase the interest and impact. I will be keeping an eye on descriptive words, literary elements, plot, setting, etc. I wish my speaker all the very best. Timer, please note, speech length is 5 to 7 minutes.
Great. Thank you so much, Krishna. So let's invite a speaker, Kalpana, on this stage. Hi, Kalpana. Would you like to, remove your virtual background would you like to remove your virtual background, or would you like to have with us?
I'm fine with this background.
Okay. Kindly confirm once you see timer screen. I will request timer Imran to share timer screen. Yeah, you can go into full presentation mode, Imran. Not possible.
Yeah, I can see. Can you just flip the timer cards once, please, Imran?
Okay. Let's continue. So, Kalpana, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Kalpana, my dog Snoopy and me. My dog Snoopy and me, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The evening rolled in like the thunder of the rains in Assam that always rolls in. And I realized I had to take my pet dog Snoopy for the first rabies, anti-rabies vaccination. I told my husband, and both of us started to get dressed to the charge in of my dog as it lifted a quizzical cocked ear, trying to smell out the excitement. Are we going somewhere on an adventure? Or I got dressed, so did my husband, and my dog barked with jumped up in joy at the excitement the minute I said, "Come on, Snoopy." But there was a snag. Not only was the rain a threat, but also the biological nature call clock of my dog. It had to take a bio break at that particular time, as he did always. So I took him down and I began coaxing him. Come on, Snoopy, come on. But Snoopy, fearing he might be left out, induced a mind-breaking constipation and refused to do his act. It was a race against the discotheque thundering storm and nature call of my dog, and both my husband and I in between that. We decided to lift him and put him into the back seat of the car where he enjoyed with the window rolled down and his head out. And we both jumped into the front of the feathery, Maruti car. At that time we had one. You know, the one that you put a bump and it has a dent. Anyways, we rolled. And as soon as we rolled out, the rains god decided it is time to show its full glory. We had a discotheque rain happening with thunder and lightning. My husband stepped on the accelerator and the velocity forced me forward and snapped me back. And I just said, hey. And just with that, I just turned to look out, and from the front mirror of my car, I saw my German Spitz, a white, furry creature, flying out of the back window of my car. My heart was in my mouth. Stop! I screeched. Along with the screech of the brakes that my husband pressed on, Snoopy has jumped out. With shiver in my voice, my heart in my mouth, I opened the door and rushed out into the pouring rain. And it was raining cats and dogs. And I began shouting for my little pet, for my heart, Snoopy, Snoopy, Snoopy. Suddenly, I saw a brown being extricating itself like a chocolate cake out of the slush on the side of the road. I rushed and picked it and hugged it. You stupid, 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 stupid dog! Does anybody ever jump out of a moving car? I asked him. It was shivering at the ordeal it had witnessed and experienced. As I got into the car with my dog in my lap, my husband, by then, who had developed the canine nose, told me he has relieved his constipation. He was afraid you might scold him, and so he decided to take a plunge, thinking that might be a much better way to deal with the situation. Since we were on the way to vet, we said, you're lucky. The slush of the rain god that we were dreading had saved him because it broke his fall. Only his front canine tooth had become a little loose. We came home, carrying him with us, the shivering bundle, and I straight away took him to give him a hot water bath. And once in his lifetime, he didn't utter anything. He whimpered and shook and just stood there as I gave him a bath, a hot water bath. What have you done? I told him. He came, lay down in my lap. Still, perhaps, in the thoughts of the nightmare of having seen, perhaps, the god of death. I just huddled him close to me and said, don't you ever do that again. Don't you ever, 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 ever do that again, I told him. I realized as he slowly crawled like a baby in my lap to be petted and comforted that animals also have emotions. They are sad, they are afraid, they want to be loved, they want to be taken care of, they can lose their confidence. They are as alive as us, perhaps they can't speak. But I told him, you silly little dog, take a dump or you might find yourself in a dump. Nature break is a nature break. It whimpered and agreed. And what was my lesson that day? What is the message I want to share with you guys, Toastmasters? It's that overexcitement can lead to catastrophic result. Be excited for anything, an adventure, a work, a job, a new idea that you're going to execute, but do not be overexcited and be mentally constipated. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Kalpana, for beautiful speech which you delivered today. And we can take, are you, Surgery Arms, Monika, are you sharing feedback link for Speaker Kalpana?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Monika. Thank you. So moving ahead now, and it's time to listen from second prepared speaker. And second prepared speaker is Toastmaster Amey. Hi, Amey.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but I will request you. Yeah, you are on camera. We can see you on camera. For evaluating, a speech, let me invite Toastmaster Sai, who is joining us from. Sai, are you not? In my list, it is Sai. Wait.
Yeah.
It's
He is there.
Abhiraj.
Abhiraj.
Okay, I'm sorry. Probably there was a mistake from my side. Okay. So let me invite Toastmaster Abhiraj, who is also joining us from Mumbai Toastmasters. Welcome, Abhiraj, and kindly share a speech objective for second prepared speaker. Over to you, Abhiraj.
Hi, Raj.
Hello.
How would you call Raj in present tense? It's Abhiraj. Sorry for the bad joke, and thank God Gramarian is not there in the meeting. My target speaker, Toastmaster Amey, is attempting a project leading in volunteer organization, and his speech objective is to share some aspect of his experience in that journey. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish my target speaker all the best. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, am I audible and visible?
Thank you so much, Abhiraj. And yes, Amey, you are audible and visible. Are you able to see timer screen?
Well, not yet.
Oh, yeah, I will request timer to share the screen.
Yeah, he's sharing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now I can see. Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, are you able to see?
Yeah. A white screen is there currently.
Awesome. So, are you ready now to take?
Yeah.
Okay. Kindly wait for a moment, Amey. Let me introduce you, Toastmaster Amey, leadership in volunteer organization. Leadership in volunteer organization, Toastmaster Amey.
So, talking about leadership, since childhood, we all had to listen to some instructions from our parents. They pampered us, they cared us, they grew us. So over there, we first saw what an ideal leader should be. And as we grew up, we had teachers around us, which we say they are second parents. Over there, we saw what kind of beautiful responsibility they take to grow us, to mold us, and to make us strong enough to face the world. Similarly, when we enter into our professional environment, we meet our bosses. Over here, I will use the word boss because that is the terminology which is quite oftenly used. So in this case, also we come across or we experience some of the other kind of a leadership in the with the aspect that he takes us or motivates us to achieve something. So now, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and respected judges, this leadership role, when we talk about volunteering in some organization, so the best example I would like to give here is in our Toastmaster itself. So over here also there is a need of volunteering, and there is a need of leadership skills as well. So over here now, let me ask you a question as why do you think leadership is important in a volunteer organization like our Toastmasters? So I just want your views in 2 words itself, that what could be the best possible way in which we can describe the necessity of the role of leadership. So I would encourage the answers. Why exactly leadership is essential?
Amey, I think it's leadership is required to show you the path. Sometimes we are
Yeah.
juggling too much to our daily course. So I think leadership can put us in the right path.
Correct. So it is guiding us to achieve a particular task. Okay. Second, one I received to motivate.
To show up.
To motivate. Okay. Any other answer? Okay.
To show up and lead by example.
Leadership is to make leaders.
Exactly.
Leadership
Exactly.
is also to make leaders.
Exactly. So here we have all the different set of the answers. But for me, in a volunteer leadership, including all these points, one of the most important point is to become a guardian, and also we can say to create the opportunities and encourage our members to become a leader. So leader is the one who actually leads, and he encourages everyone to be a leader or to come to the rank of that leader in a very short time. So I would like to here explain in few basic points what is the significance of the leadership. Just like a captain of the ship, he sails the ship through the storms. So in the same case, there is a leader who is responsible to run the organization or the club, or at the club level or at the area level. And he is the one who ensures that the purpose for which we are all here, that is to learn and grow, is met or not. So the first thing is a leader is a visionary. A well-defined vision and mission is important for a leader. Without that, we cannot say that truly that position is justified. So many a times we encounter that we have bosses, or we so-called call them leaders, but when we actually start working with them, we tend to get irritated, or we do not enjoy the companionship. So in this case, we can say that if the vision is not well defined, and if the mission is not at all appropriately defined, then it is difficult to meet the targets and to grow. So the first thing is a leader himself is clear on what exactly path and direction he is going to take us, and what and how he is going to do it. So he is first of all a teacher, and a good plan he executes. The second, what I feel is that it is associated with charisma. So many a times we have come across this word that a person is a charismatic leader. So the ability to draw the attention of all the members is an important aspect of a leader. So we all have that kind of a person in our life, we to whom we are glued up to, and who we say that he is the best person to be in a relationship at work, or even at home. So the second point is the charisma which he possesses. The third is the courage. So a leader is a courageous person, and he has the ability to take a responsibility of the success as well as the failure on him. And he has a great resistance to face criticism. So the third most important point is the courage which one should possess, and to shoulder the responsibilities of failure and success. The fourth thing which I learned in the Toastmasters, as well as I always implement it when a particular member is assigned to me as a mentor, and that is loyalty. So a leader is loyal, and when we say loyalty, it means that he is a person who is always there for us. And in the case, if he falls short, he accepts his mistake. So loyalty is that he accepts the responsibility of whatever good or bad thing happens. And the same we do here in the Toastmasters, that we motivate our members. And when we fall short of something, we also apologize. And then we tend to keep a point that this could have been done in a better way. So that loyalty is an important factor. Next is the process building and delegation, which I feel are the two most important points. Process building is a process, is a media through which we execute the task. If the process itself is not defined on a proper foundation, then the results are tend to go haywire. So if the process is not completely defined or in a concise way, if it is not defined, then there is a possibility that the hard work may go fail. And last is the delegation, that is giving the responsibility to the members. So this was all about my opinion. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Great. Thank you so much, Amey. Loved a lot about different facts, different aspects you shared, spoke about leadership. Really kudos to you, Toastmaster. Thank you so much. Moving ahead now, and let me invite third speaker. And we are just changing the number as per request I received a few moments back. And our next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Monika. And for evaluating her speech, let me invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Sumiran, who is joining us from Evergreen Toastmasters Club to read out a speech objective. Hello, over to you, Toastmaster Sumiran.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Raj, for introducing me. So Monika Mane, Toastmaster Monika Mane is giving her level 1 project 4 speech, which is on the evaluation and feedback speech that she received from the first speech. And her title is, speech title is polymorphism. And I wish best of luck to her. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Sumiran, for reading a speech objective. Hi, Monika. Are you able to see timer screen?
Just a second. I want to share my screen. So I have already told to Timer Imran to put the message on chat box.
Sure, Monika, definitely. Great. So are you ready now?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Let's start. Toastmaster Monika, polymorphism, Toastmaster Monika.
Let me share my screen. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Hope it is visible.
Yes.
My heart is overloaded with the feelings for you. My brain overrides the thought of you. Neither static nor dynamic. It's low polymorphism. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Polymorphism is a Greek word. It is derived from two Greek words. That is, the poly and morphs. Poly means many and morphs means the form. So, the polymorphism means the many forms. Actually, polymorphism is the concept from the object-oriented programming. So, let me share with the example the polymorphism in the programming. I mentioned the object-oriented programming. The name itself contains the object. So, consider the example of the car. The car is a class. We can say the object of the cars are. There are many types of the car. The cars have the different objects, different attributes. Like we can see here, the car is a class. We can define the car's objective as the company who made this car, the car's speed, and with the one class, we can call the different objects. So here we can see the one thing having the many forms. If we want to get the information about this car, we call the get call function or this activity to read the car's objectives. Also, if you want to read the second car's objective, then we call the same function but the different objectives. Likewise, the polymorphism is used in the object-oriented programming. So, today we are going to look how the polymorphism and the real world is connected. I have the small conversation between the polymorphism and the real world. Let's have a look at this conversation. Real world. Hey Polly, why do you look so sad? Real world. Nothing, dude. I'm missing you a lot. Real world. Thank you, dude. I miss you a lot. Don't you think we are always connected? Polymorphism. We are, because I don't think we are. Real world. Yes, we are always connected. We are always together. And we will be a best friend forever. Yes, this is a neck conversation. But there is hidden fact in there. And that is how is the real world and polymorphism is connected. Let me explain this with the real time, some of the examples. The first example is the one statue and the main views. Here we can see the center picture is the statue and it gives the view from the front view. But the other pictures explain the views from the right, left, top and bottom. Also we can see that picture from the close and from the long distance that these views give. Also we can see the daytime picture, also the night view picture. For this, we can save this one, the picture as a class, and we can pass the attributes like side view, left side view, right, top, bottom, day picture, and the night view picture as attributes, and we call one function and we get these all other objectives. This is the one statue picture and the main views. Let me share the another real-time example is the polymorphism with the one person. The person, if you consider at home, he is the husband of that woman, but also the father of his children. If this person went to the market or at shop, he is a customer at the shop. If he is going to the office, then he is employee at his office. Likewise, he can be a client, he can be a courier, or he can be any position at this office. So the one person and the many roles. With this, we can store the person as a class and pass the many attributes, the person with the customer, husband, father, client, employee. These are the attributes. Another, the good real-time example of the polymorphism is the water. Water is, we can see the water at temperature level in the liquid form. But if it can be changed to the solid when it is frozen. Also, the same water gets changed to a gas when it is heated at its boiling point. Like this, also we have the overloading and the overriding. These are the two types of the polymorphism. These are the example. Overloading means the one person having the many expressions, or the one person can have the many characters. The overriding means the same activity is performed by the many persons, and the one activity is performed by the many persons. So with this, thank you. And remember, the polymorphism means the one thing and the having the many views. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Monika. You delivered a speech very beautifully, and thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this concept of polymorphism. Great. Moving ahead now, let me invite final speaker, Toastmaster Aarti. But her project is different, not as usual. So what this project is all about, I will invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Pratibha, to share about her speech objective. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratibha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raj. Toastmaster Aarti is attempting her level 3 project, which is for active listening. And as a speaker, she will be conducting a table topic session with limited number of topics, but the main emphasis will be on active listening. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you so much, Pratibha. And she's joining us from Bombay Toastmasters. Great. So let me invite a speaker, Aarti, to conduct this table topic as per part of her project. Over to you, Aarti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raj, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Hearing is the physical act of processing sounds in your environment. It is passive. Listening occurs when you take what you hear and extract meaning. Active listening is the process of understanding, and as with any skill, practice will improve your ability to listen to others. Today, my project is to listen to the table topics speaker and share with my observations on their speech. Timer Toastmaster Imran, can you please share the timing guidelines?
Sure. Thank you, table topic master and speaker of today. So your overall time is 20 minutes. You have to complete your all segment in 20 minutes. So yeah, you can also help me to take, time, whatever time you took for your evaluation. And we have also a co-timer who is Kalpana will help you to send the message for table topic speaker, and I will take the overall timing. Okay.
Okay, thank you, timer Toastmaster Imran. Now I would like to invite the who would like to volunteer for the table topics. Yes, Toastmaster sign. This is a question for you. What is something you have always wanted to try, but have been too afraid to do?
Toastmaster Aarti, the story of my life has been running away from my emotions. It's been keeping them buried deep below somewhere so that I don't have to deal with them, so that people don't have to deal with my emotions on my behalf. And my defense strategy usually tends to be to make fun of myself or to make fun of the situation rather than actually actively engaging with the situation and wanting to see it from the prism, through the prism of my own emotions. And to answer your question, that's one thing. If I could, before I die, if I could do it at least once, open up in public and reveal my insecurities or accept the fact that I'm a human just like everybody else and I need to stop pretending as if I don't have emotions, that would be a big change for me at a personal level. Because let me give you an example. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've been an unsuccessful entrepreneur so far, but I've always had there's this kernel of hope buried deep within my heart that at some point something will click and I will become an entrepreneur. I will have my own thing that I can hold up and say, this is something I've built from scratch and look where I've taken it. But one of the challenges of that is that you have to be out there and put yourself out there and ask for customers and solicit customers and solicit users. And I find it very hard to do. But I'm not able to ask people for help on that because I just find it very uncomfortable to go and tell someone that, listen, this is something I'm not good at. Can you help me? Can you help me improve at my marketing or my customer acquisition skills? And that I feel is holding me back as an individual. It's holding me back in my entrepreneurial dreams. And if I could change that, if I could change those aspects of wanting to present this front of knowing everything, or at least being able to figure everything out on my own, I think I'd be a more successful person, more approachable person in general. And I think that's going to be my answer to your question. That if there's one thing I would like to see to change in myself, it would be that. Back to you, Tabletop Master.
That was really wonderful speech. You deal with your emotions very well. And you are hesitant to ask for help. Normally, everybody has that tendency. I also am afraid of asking for help and think that what others will think about me. But with Toastmasters and with time, I have also learned, just like you, that it's good if you ask somebody that you don't know something and you want guidance from them, because we all are human and we cannot have all the knowledge. So everybody has their own knowledge and we can ask for help from them. That's right. And so you want to be an approachable person. That is a nice quality in you. You are quite presentable. So good to listen to your speech. Thank you. Now it's time for our second speaker. Who would like to volunteer? Yes, Sumiran, Toastmaster Sumiran. Here you go. What is your hidden talent?
This is my hidden talent.
Yes.
You are having your Toastmaster speech today, like having a good listening skills. Actually, I believe that I have a good listening skills because I feel that I'm an introvert guy and I usually like to listen to the story of the people, and even my friends have that feeling that I'm a good listener and able to communicate and revert back in a way that they want, and I give solutions to them. So I believe that this is one of my hidden talent, and I also believe that I'm also good meditator. I do a meditation practice, so I can sit for a longer time and can get focused much through this practice. So I believe these are the second hidden talent of mine, and I also have a good sense of humor, but it is kind of a sarcastic sense of humor. If someone understands my joke, he will understand, but if it doesn't, the timing gone. So I have that kind of a hidden talent. Uh, so yeah, these are three kind of hidden talents that I have. Thank you. Over to you.
That was really great to know our hidden talent and in such a way to present one by one and giving it a number is really great. You have a good listening skill, and always good listeners are good leaders. So you can be a good leader, a motivational leader, as well as you can be a very good guide for anybody. You meditate a lot. That's a quality that helps you to focus on each and every aspect of your life. That is really a great quality in you. Sarcastic humor. That is a thing that if someone understand it, then it is difficult for them to accept it. Otherwise, they can laugh on their own mistakes and everything. If they can take it positively, and there will be a growth for them. So you spoke very well. Thank you. Now the third speaker, who would like to volunteer?
All right, I'll go.
Yes, Toastmaster Kalpana. It is if you could take only 2 items with you to a deserted island, what would they be?
Only 2 items with me to a deserted island. I would take my knife with me so that I can actually cut and some flowers, even cut some trees to make a home for myself. Also try and gather the knowledge of what is right to eat.
Your voice is cracking. I am not able to.
Is not right to eat. That's the first thing. Right? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
All right. So I'll take my first thing that I'll take with me is my brains, and thing I'll take with me is my knife, because my brain will contain the knowledge where I can actually survive in a deserted island. I will definitely learn how to make fire by scratching 2 rocks against each other and start a fire of SOS so that people can help me out. Knife so that I can eat. There'll be plenty of bananas and coconuts out there. I do need to survive. I'll carry those 2 things with me inside my brains along with a knife, knowledge and a knife. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Aarti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. You are full of wins today. So a brain and knife, the two things. Great. You are right. Brain, if we carry our brain everywhere, then there are ways that we can handle any situation. So nice choice about it. And knife, yes. If you want to cut something, if you want to do something, if we have knife, then it will help us. But I also thought that we can take one bag. It will be in in a bag, you can put so many things. So only two things, one bag and someone with brain, bag with brain. But that was nice. Thank you. With this, I would like to end my session. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Aarti. So with this, we conclude all the 4 prepared speeches. We can say we are about to reach the finish line of mini marathon. And whether how many of them, I mean, who are going to cross the finish line, let's listen and let's have from general evaluator, Pratibha, who will take the session forward. Over to you, general evaluator Pratibha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Raj. As a general evaluator, it's my duty to evaluate the meeting in general, presenting the reports from all meeting role players, and also from the report for the speech evaluation. As you all know, today we are having here the mini marathon, which is having a different types of races. Like in marathon, you are some 10 kilometers, 30 kilometers, like this. Today we are also having in this mini marathon different type of speeches from level 1 to level 5. Let's see what our evaluators have observed. I would like to invite, before that, I would like to invite timer to give the timing guidelines only for evaluators, speech evaluators. Over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The timing guideline for General Speech Evaluator are for 2 to 3 minutes, and they have only 30 seconds to wrap up their speech. So it would be 2 to 3 minutes and with 30-second grace period of time. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, timer. Now I would like to invite our first evaluator who has evaluated Toastmaster Kalpana's speech. Over to you.
It is Krishna. Toastmaster Krishna.
Thank you, General Evaluator. May I please test my audio and video? Am I clearly audible and visible?
Okay.
Can anyone confirm you can hear me?
You're all right.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. Toastmasters International is an arena where we can learn how to perform public speaking and develop some leadership skills. What can we learn from Toastmaster Kalpana's speech today? Grammar, used chagrin at the start of her speech, had very, very inundated uses of grammar throughout her speech. Her hand movement, when she was trying to say she fell here, her dog was here, she jumped out of the window, used her hands extremely, extremely well. Expressions, when she was pained about her dog, when she had a few moments where she was not happy about what was happening, you could see that in her face very clearly. Using her hands in such a way that she could actually convey what she was saying, showed the front of her canine tooth. Right? Instead of just saying it, she actually pointed to it and tried to assert that in an excitement. Had a clear takeaway. Excitement is good. Overexcitement can lead to catastrophic circumstances. These are some interesting things all of us can learn from Toastmaster Kalpana's speech. Toastmaster Kalpana, next time I see you speak, I'm imagining a few things that you can do. You could use humor a little more in your speech. And I'll give you an example. You said it was raining cats and dogs. You could have said it was raining cats and Snoopies, right? Because Snoopy is a dog. You could have easily just said it was raining cats and Snoopies and got a smile from everyone here. You spoke at least 3 or 4 sentences about your husband, which means your husband was an important character in this story. You should develop that character a little more in your speech. Explain who your husband is. What's your husband's relationship with the dog? Does your husband love the dog as much as you do? Does the husband get irritated with the dog? Use that as a funny element in your speech. I would also like to hear more about Snoopy himself, because what happened is you started speaking and straight away you started, I had to give injection to Snoopy. I had to take Snoopy here. I didn't know, how did you meet Snoopy? How long has Snoopy been a pet of yours? How long have you had a relationship with Snoopy? Is Snoopy around you? We're in an online environment. You could have just flipped your camera and shown us Snoopy, right? These are some things that could have taken your speech to the next level. In addition to this, I would like to give you a challenge. You seem to be a very positive, smiling, happy-go-lucky kind of a person. I would like to test you. I would like you to test yourself in your next speech by taking up a very serious topic, something where you had to really struggle in your life to try and do something in your life. And I'm so sorry, as I said that, I just see your message. So that could be a topic for your next speech, right? I would like to see you struggle with an emotion and convey something other than the happy-go-lucky person that you are. It was a phenomenal speech. I learned a lot from it. I'm sure everyone else did. All the best to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna. As you all must have seen, the evaluator has nicely evaluated the speech evaluation in a sandwich mode, that is, recommend and comment. It shows that in Toastmasters, we are evaluating the speech, but not the speaker. Now let's see what the next evaluator is having in store. Please welcome Toastmaster Abhiraj. Toastmaster Abhiraj, virtually the stage is yours.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, speakers community. The Dale Carnegie once said that the royal road to the audience heart is to speak about what they treasure the most. And look at what the Toastmaster Amey did today. We are Toastmasters, and he spoke about Toastmasters. And why not? We are the largest volunteer organization in the world. And what I like your speech about is art of dovetailing. You dovetail different core values of leadership. You spoke about vision and mission. You spoke about leaders creates more leaders. You shared that leaders has to be charismatic and they have to be courageous to accept or face the criticism or to take feedback to correct their path also. And also I like the structure of the speech, the way it was evolving. It was in a chronological order with my life. The different roles like, parents, then teachers, then boss, then you spoke about Toastmasters, then you spoke about the captain of the ship, then you spoke about mentoring. So it was very relatable to my life, the way it happened in my life. So very great job at that part. But here comes my recommendation that where are you in these all roles? What's your story? We know that you are Toastmaster, but is that a story was about being a buddy to XCOM, or how you lead that volunteer organization as a XCOM officer, as a club officer, or as a mentor? Because leadership in volunteer organization is all about putting thoughts or voice into action, just like Toastmaster does. So what was that story? I missed that anecdote in your speech. Also, I have few recommendations on the delivery part. The first was the camera position. We were not able to see you properly. So try to set your camera where we can see your hand gestures, your upper half is a bit visible. Second is you started very immediately. It looked like you were in a hurry. So whenever you got a cue from the Toastmaster of the day, or maybe the contest chairs, or any of the big three, the stage is yours. Just take a breath and then start. Don't be in a hurry. The third is the Q&A session. And it appeared that it was taking a bit time to take to the point where you want us to take, right? So it's always a little risky to ask open-ended questions to audience. Try to phrase in your answer what you are looking at in the questions and move on, right? Don't wait too much to get to the point where you can move forward to your speech. But all in all, I loved the way you structure a speech, the evolution of the story, and I'm looking forward to hear you more. And I'm looking forward to see you leading a club or maybe area district, and would like to contribute wherever you are leading a volunteer organization. All the best. Back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhiraj. Now I would like to invite our next evaluator, Toastmaster Sumiran, to evaluate Toastmaster Monika's speech. Toastmaster Sumiran.
Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator. And good afternoon, everyone. So, Monika Mane gave a speech on the polymorphism, and she was able to communicate very well and able to explain us the concept of polymorphism through different examples. And she was very comfortable while giving her speech, very at a comfort level. She was able to use the hand gestures very well, able to through PPT, she was trying to explain her viewpoint on the polymorphism. And here are few my recommendation. What I believe is that for the next speech, you can actually use time cards to practice your speech, so that you don't get you will have the enough time to explain your concept in a proper form. And you can use the easy examples like the Statue of Unity examples, and the second the example of a person. You can use this easy example to engage the people before, and use the last one example of the object oriented programming, the first example that you gave on the cars. You can use that in the end, so that people can understand and relate more. And yeah, so basically this was my evaluation. I just want you to structure your speech in a timely manner, so that you can complete in a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumiran. Now I would like to invite our timer for timing report. Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you so much, Evaluator. The time report is here. Prepared speaker Toastmaster Kalpana took 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Amey took 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Monika took 9 minutes. For speech evaluation, evaluator Toastmaster Krishna took 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Toastmaster Abhiraj took 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Toastmaster Sumiran took 1 minute and 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Aarti overall took 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Over to you.
Thank you to our timer. Now I would like to invite our counter, Toastmaster Rajiv.
Yeah, I'm loudly listenable.
Welcome, Toastmaster Rajiv.
I'm audible.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible and visible, please.
Oh, okay. It's a very difficult task for today, because I feeling very voice breaking issue. But I note down as a counter I perform. Okay, let's start. Toastmaster evaluator Krishna Sai uses one bell word and one word, and took 2 short pause. Toastmaster Amey, a speaker, took 2 filler word and took 3 short pause. Evaluator Abhiraj took only 2 short pause. A speaker Monika repeat 1 phrase word and took more than 5 times pause. Toastmaster Aarti took 2 times filler word. General evaluator Pratibha took 2 times filler word and 1 short pause. Timer Imran took 2 but and so word. Evaluator Sumiran took 2 times so word and 4 times filler word and repeat example 2 times and 4 times take a short pause. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Raji. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Sai, whom I had requested specially to take grammarian's role. Over to you, Toastmaster Sai.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pratibha. It's my pleasure to be your partial grammarian for the day. I'm not, like I told you offline, I will not be tracking any word of the day usage because I did not share a word of the day. But in terms of grammar, here's my report. I especially liked the usage of the word chagrin in the meeting, then biological clock. I also heard phrases whose meaning I have no idea what they mean. For example, mind-breaking constipation. I don't know, and I don't want to know what mind-breaking constipation could feel like. But I'm sure Snoopy has some opinions on that. Secondly, the other phrase I did not know was discotheque rain. I'm assuming it's rain which makes you feel like dancing. Interesting phrase. I have no idea what it means. There was one phrase which stood out to me because it was so evocative. My heart was in the mouth. This is also a place where there's a little bit of correction needed, but my heart was in my mouth is a phrase which will always stand out to me because it makes you realize how scared you are, how scared situations can make you. That is nice. Then also there's one description of a brown being extricating itself out of the slush. Very beautifully conveyed that the speaker found her dog mired in slush. Then someone said, let's see who crosses the finish line. Again, a beautiful line about marathons. We had a speech marathon. The finish line was in sight. And the Toastmaster of the day said, let's see who crosses the finish line. Those I loved a lot. Excellent use of phrases. The areas of improvement. Like I said before, my heart was in the mouth is probably not correct because you're not talking about one standard mouth that everybody's heart goes into. You probably mean my heart was in my mouth. People said work. Work is an uncountable noun, so make sure that you don't use the article before it. So work is enough. The name Amey, Amey, is pronounced, in my opinion at least, and I could be wrong about this. I think it's pronounced Amey, and not Amy. Amy is a woman's name. Amey is a man's name. So that would be, we do well to make sure that we get the pronunciation of our speakers correct, the names of our speakers correct. Parents cared us. Parents cared for us. Parents grow us. Parents help us grow. But this is a mistake. The next one is a mistake I hear people make quite a bit. They say oftenly when they mean to say it happens quite often. So maybe the actual way to use the word often or to emphasize that it happens quite often is to say quite often.
Can you?
Sorry, am I not very clearly audible? I think
you are audible. There was some technical snag in between, but you are on.
Yeah, so I was talking about oftenly. Oftenly should be, you probably want to use the word quite often instead of oftenly. There are a couple of places where pronunciation needed a little bit of correction. Charisma is pronounced with a K, like the actress charisma. So pronounce it with a K and not with the CH. And if you want to say gestures, it's pronounced with a J and not with a G. So it's not gestures, it's gestures. So think of it like, you do gestures in a GIF like that, all right? In the Toastmasters, the definitive article "the" is not required. In Toastmasters is enough. Media is a plural of medium, so you can't say is a media is probably incorrect. You want to say is a medium is probably is what you want to say. Let me tell you about my opinion. It's you're sharing your opinion. Just say let me tell you my opinion, and not say let me tell you about my opinion. You're not talking about the nature of your opinion. You're talking about your opinion itself. So make sure you say, let me tell you my opinion. Wish best of luck to her is probably the object of the sentence is the person you're wishing luck to. So you say wish her best of luck and not wish best of luck to her. You want to make sure that the person who you're targeting with your best of your good wishes is there in the start of the sentence. I told person X to do something. I told person X to do something. The "to" over there is not required. Yeah, this is one phrase again, just like discotheque, rain, and mind-breaking constipation. I didn't know what this phrase was supposed to mean. Inundated use of grammar. I'm not sure what this means, but I'm going to assume that it means something specific. Virtually, the stage is yours. The virtually is an adjective. It's an adverb to describe. I don't know how to describe it. The stage is virtual is what you probably meant to say. Virtually, the stage is yours is like the word virtually is probably at least when you use it as that is for almost or nearly. It's an equivalent for those terms. It's almost, about, nearly is for that. And using virtually the stage is yours to indicate that the virtual stage belongs to somebody is not correct. So that's one piece of information I want to share with everyone. Taking a bit time, you want to say taking a bit of time. The last one is a few my recommendations. A few recommendations, or my recommendations is what you want to say. Or if you want to use few of my, you can also say a few of my recommendations. So basically, let me summarize quickly so that everybody goes away with some message. The pronunciation matters. So words like charisma and gestures need to be pronounced the correct way. And if you want to take one takeaway is make sure your articles align with the sense of the word. If it's an uncountable, don't use a. If you're talking about Toastmasters, don't use the Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a noun in that case. You don't say the Sai is the grammarian. You say Sai is the grammarian, right? You never say the Sai is the grammarian. So you want to make sure of those kind of small errors of using the right article and the right prepositions with the right words. Other than that, I think the meeting was a lot of fun. And I would definitely want our first speaker to tell us what mind-breaking constipation looks like.
I wanted to say it was a mind-induced constipation. I didn't realize I had said mind-breaking constipation because, it happens with kids also when they are playing, and even if they have that nature's call, they have a tendency to avoid it. They'll sit quietly in a corner till it goes away and rush back to, play. So I actually used that kind of a simile with my dog because I could see it just didn't want to, So it decided, okay, I'm constipated. I'm not going to go ahead with my nature's call. So it was a mind-induced, which means artificial constipation, not an actual constipation.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Sai, for that elaborate report. And now, my report in general, my evaluation for the whole meeting. Meeting started exactly at 2 o'clock. At 2.1, the SAR was ready with the mission and the instructions. When SAR introduced presiding officer, I would like to request that please mention that she is the president of this club because the guests are also attending and we have to introduce our members to the guests. So why not to have that ExCom role while introducing the presiding officer? Next will be the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana, who opened the meeting and set the tone for the meeting with that philosophical question, who are you? Nice opening. Really, it gave a food for thought. And I would like to request here that you were a speaker also. Of course, I know that nowadays role players today being a TLTP, the club members and all, but try to avoid when you are a speaker taking presiding officer's role, because it becomes too much for the speaker also. You will not be able to concentrate on either of the two. The next role is timer. Timer, Toastmaster Imran. I would have liked that, really appreciate that you have taken the role in other club. And today the main beauty of this Toastmasters meeting is that all the major roles, big three, are from 3 different clubs, if I'm not wrong, isn't it? And still the energy, the enthusiasm we have kept just like any other, like any your own club members. So a big applause for all those who have taken the roles. Sometimes just a last minute like Toastmaster Sai, and all those meeting role players also, like Imran is from a different club. Then I think all evaluators are from all other clubs. So congratulations. And this is where the volunteering really is, I will say it's really effective. Now, my next general suggestion is to all role players that go through the script once. Because when, again, I'll say virtually, even if it is wrong, Sai, I will say virtually, because when we are taking role virtually, what happens is the script is very important. Script saves our time and it gives the clear-cut instructions. So if you are a timer, get your timing cards. If you're a counter, show that thing, share the screen, show your the list of words, how you are maintaining. And grammarian, yes, today the word of the day was not there, but otherwise grammarian also has to share the word of the day. The meeting was really good. Now, few things about the speeches. The speakers, advanced level speeches, that is level 3 onward. I would like to request just have a look in the advanced clubs, how it is to be done. For example, today our speaker Aarti has taken active listening. So what is active listening? Active listening is, it is just like taking table topic master's role, but motivate the speaker by just repeating or encouraging his own words and not to evaluate, because table topics is just for 2 minutes. So we will not be able to evaluate and encourage at the same time. So what I would prefer is just encourage him. Yes, he has done a good job, right job. I like how you are linked to that. Just connect through some thread with the speaker so that speaker is encouraged. And that is how the active listening is all for. That means you are listening actively and you are picking up few threads from the speech and you are encouraging the speaker. Now, the other advanced speech, which was, I think, of level 5, if I'm not wrong, Toastmaster Amey. In this project, what is the purpose statement says is that you have to take some role, leadership role, and that to volunteering in some NGO or non-profit organization, even Toastmasters will do, but specifically tell us which role you have taken, how you have volunteered, and what are your experiences. There is one 360-degree evaluation is also to be submitted as a project requirement, that how you did your role, what were your experience. It is more not about the leadership, not about the good points or the strong points of leaders or your opinion, but it's your experience, what you have learned while doing that role. So I would like to encourage all the new members of Toastmasters to please attend the advanced club and see that how these advanced projects are handled. It's a little bit tricky, but very interesting. This is how we get an opportunity to introduce ourselves and our other activities to our club members. Rest, what I'll say now, coming back to Aarti for her table topics, yes, it was very interesting. And as she has taken this project in the last minute, because I was expecting some speech from her, being in the group as a general evaluator. But at last minute, you as an elective, you have chosen this project, and you prepared the topics, you prepared the speakers, and nicely you have handled and utilized the time of the club meeting. With this, I would like to end my report here. A very good meeting. Nice to meet all my old friends together in this meeting. Not only that, that too in the all different roles. Keep it up. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Raj Bharat.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Pratibha, for your observation and your report about the meeting. Now let me give back the control to Presiding Officer Kalpana. Over to you, Kalpana.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Toastmasters who really stand up and are there for clubs like us, especially when we look out and hope for some support. My special thanks to Toastmaster Sign. My special thanks to Toastmaster Pratibha to come today and evaluate the whole meeting. My special thanks also to Raj, who I believe is having a very back-to-back tight day, or rather more meetings coming up where Raj is concerned. And Krishna, thank you for the wonderful evaluations and all the role players over here. And as I'm talking, I would request Toastmaster or our Sa Monika to kindly launch the polls for best speaker, best evaluator, best role player, and best auxiliary role player. Master Monika, kindly launch the polls. I would like to add over here that today we are having our power up, and as soon as this gets over, I think most of us who are in the XCOM will be joining the power up. And I was actually a little doubtful about how is this meeting, or how am I going to handle this meeting, so that I also simultaneously attend the 4 to 7 power up. But it has put me in high spirits, in good spirits, the spirit of the Toastmasters, where we all actually pitch in and make things happen, has really been a great experience for me. Toastmaster Pratibha, I think as I hear you speak, we have a lot to learn from some of the senior clubs. And I am going to take this point of yours very seriously, that we need to attend some of the senior clubs meetings so that our meetings are also smoothly run, and my members or my club members also perform to the excellent levels of our senior Toastmaster members all over India and all over the world. That is my dream, and I really hope I can bring that to my Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. I'll be putting this as a note in my general members group of WhatsApp, encouraging each and every one to attend meetings elsewhere, bring back their experience on the table, and we too can mature and evolve as Toastmasters. We will definitely be looking forward to implementing the suggestion that has been given by you. Are the polls done, Monika? Or do we have any polls remaining?
No, almost done. The last poll.
Almost done. Okay. Should we also be launching the table topic polls? We had 3 speakers well within time. Yes, Pratibha, or is it just a part of the speech? Can we launch table topics? You're on mute. You're on mute.
If time permits, you can have a
I think we are already at 3:35, so you can simultaneously give it. Have you prepared it? If not, let's omit it this time. All right. So could you now share your screen with the certificates? Let us announce the winners. Let's announce the winners.
Yes, yes.
The best role player auxiliary goes to Toastmaster Sai as Gramarian. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sai. The Toastmaster Monika, kindly take a photograph, highlight Toastmaster Sai.
Yeah, please someone take. I couldn't take it properly.
You couldn't take it properly. Is Raj, can you just help us out over here? Toastmaster Raj. Toastmaster Raj. Toastmaster. Okay. All right. Yeah. Wait, I think I'll just take it with my mobile since even I am a bit. Yes, done. Shall we move forward with our next webinar? Congratulations. Congratulations. Yes, highlight the next one, Monica. Yes.
Yes.
The next
Toastmaster
certificate,
Krishna.
please.
Yes.
Yes. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Krishna. Congratulations, Toastmaster Krishna. Wonderful.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much.
Congratulations. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Kalpana. Thank you. You can just highlight me. Thank you so much, everyone, for voting for me. Thank you. Thank you. Are there any more certificates?
Yeah.
The best role player goes to Toastmaster Pratibha. Could you just highlight Toastmaster Pratibha?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Pratibha. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much. With this, can we have one screenshot of everyone? One last
Yes.
photo.
cute बैठा है तो मैं चाहूंगी
Everyone expecting, please everyone switch on your videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Raj. Okay, I think here we go. Thank you so much, everyone.
please reply please कर लो क्या लगता है अगर 5 बार please बोल
Okay. Toastmaster Kalpana, I think you are.
Okay, with this, I declare meeting number 71 as closed. Thank you, everyone.